Alright, first of all, actually make this bigger. Hello. First of all, I do need to apologize for the audio of the stream. My new mic is coming later today, but I'm probably going to be asleep by that point because I need to get ready to sleep for my graveyard shift tonight. Also, the fan is on because one of my roommates is aggressively screaming the N-word at somebody who called him a colonizer on his stream. So I have to have something to drown out that potentially so my stream doesn't just get... But anyways, the point of this is twofold. One, to just in general teach DaVinci Resolve, but two, to... Because, like, if I'm going to be streaming me editing, which means that, like, there's documentation if I stop editing or don't finish this project, and I need to get this shit finished. So that, but also, like, I feel it will also be helpful for me trying to learn this program as I just explain, like, how I'm editing and whatnot. First of all... Oh, interesting, I can't have... That's fine. Alright, so first of all, this looks a bit different than, like, it would look normally, just because... Oh, fuck. You know what? I actually do need to change it, which is going to be fine for this. So, one thing I'm going to do real quick, actually... Something you want to do when you open DaVinci Resolve, especially if you have two monitors, is go to Workspace and then activate the dual screen, because it moves some stuff off of your screen. I'm going to turn it off right now just to show you, like, without that on there, there's some more stuff that has to fit on the one single screen. Like the, where is it? Oh, actually, I don't even know where the effects thing is on this screen. Shoot, I do have to do it this way so I can actually have OBS over here and look at it. Or maybe there's a way, I don't know. We're going to do it this way, so I'm going to edit it like this. Actually, no, I'm not. I hate this. I hate looking like this. So it's going to look slightly different. And turn that on, just have more space. But just know the only thing we're going to be going on this second monitor is, like, effects or adding more clips, which in the normal viewing would be like a chunk here that would take up space. But I couldn't find the effects part. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I'm editing this. This is a video that's trying to get out by tomorrow. Which is why I need to edit it right now before I go to sleep and then have to go to work. So first of all, just some, like, nice tips on getting started. One general thing that's super nice is if you go to playback and timeline playback resolution. I'm actually gonna turn mine down to quarter. Like, you can change the resolution of your timeline, which allows it to, like, be less work for your computer to process it. You won't have, like, pauses while you're watching it back, but also know that your final product's still getting the full resolution. That's super important. Also, some nice tips. Alt, well, actually, I should say before I start any of the keyboard stuff, I was about to say I play with, but I don't even know where it is in here. Okay, so I don't know everything about this thing, but I very distinctly remember if the keyboard shortcuts I'm saying is not matching what you're doing, it's because I set the keyboards by default to be the Final Cut form of it, because even though I haven't used Final Cut since college, which is like 2015, it's the keyboard shortcuts that I'm, like, most familiar with and most natural with. I need to find my energy drink that I got earlier. Oh shoot, though, since I am doing this like this, I should every once in a while alt-tab back up to OBS just to make sure I fuck up my camera or nothing. Okay. So adding this, so zooming in and out is like holding down Alt and scrolling. That's super important. A is just your general use. I like A because it's A for all purpose, and B for blade. That's super important. That's where you chop up your shit and start moving stuff around. But Control Z. Also, Control Z is undo, but then Control Shift Z is redo, not Control Y. That's super important. Go back to Control Z, back to A to make sure I'm doing this, and I'm just gonna start watching through this. So this is something I'm on the, like, I guess you'd call it maybe like the third draft of editing. I guess I should probably explain this drafts of editing and the best process. because getting started is some of the most difficult part. Because when you're getting started, that's when you have all of your, what this thing was like, 40 minutes worth of footage, maybe 30-ish minutes of footage when I started, and I've cut it down to, oh my god, my mouse was too sensitive, 18 so far, and obviously I'll be cutting down more. But when you have your first draft, you got to watch through it, and it's what I call the get rid of all the junk draft, and try to get rid of as much as you can. But if you even feel slightly like you might want to keep it, do keep it, and then that might be something you cut out, in your next draft or whatever. Why did this just go black? What the hell? Oh, okay. That's weird. I wonder if this is because I'm also streaming at the same time. This might be actually really hard to edit and stream. That might not be possible, actually, now that I think about it. Huh, we'll see. Okay, so like the first draft is like cutting out the nonsense and cutting it down to short enough as possible so your next edit through doesn't have to be as long. And also can be the more fine-tuning stuff. And that's when your first draft, don't even think about pacing, what you're going to want to tell, anything you want to rearrange. Don't think of anything creative. Just get rid of all the junk. And then your second pass is when you get creative with it. And then your third pass is where you start doing like extra creative stuff, like adding the memes to it like this. Because at this point I was so scared that like literally we walked into a room and it was just a dumpster in the room, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? I don't even know what that is. So I put this in. I'm so sweaty. I'm so fucking scared, dude, man. What is that?
I'm growing depressed. I'm growing very, very, very depressed.
And that's fun little like meme things you can do. Something I've been slowly building up to is just randomly building up like a series of like clips. Whenever I see either like a clip that somebody else uses that's pretty common, like I record it, or if I'm just watching something, I'm like, that could be a funny clip, like record that too as well, just to build this up. I don't have it anywhere near as much as I should. I only have 40 right now, obviously. But I have enough, and they're slowly building over time. That's important, because then you can find funny little moments like this, where current me is like, I don't even know what a dumpster is, and editing me is watching me like, you're a fucking idiot, and you can put this text in. I guess the resolution looks kind of shitty. Yeah. Editing Derek, watching reaction Derek, not know what a dumpster is. And that's, fun stuff that you want to add in. That's the stuff you don't, I would say don't add that type of thing till your third draft. Like, your first draft is getting rid of the garbage. Your second draft is going to be figuring out your pacing and, like, kind of the story you want to tell. And anything that's like a cut, a trim, or like a moving around. Not adding effects, not adding titles. Just a cut, a trim, and a turnaround. And, as a side thing, listening through and looking at your audio meters over here, or just listening to it and figuring out any parts that you might want to turn up or down. Like, my mic's so bad, I have this maxed up to plus 30 decibels just to get some clear audio. And this one, even though it looks how small it is, it's still plus 30 decibels to get this loud. God damn it. To get that loud. Like, my mic sucks. But it's also like over 10 years old, honestly, at this point, so like it does need to be replaced. But yeah, so first draft, you're out of junk. Second draft, pacing, trimming, and audio ups and downs in case anything like super egregious. So you don't need to get super specific with it. I wouldn't get super specific with it, like in terms of like getting this part to that and then this part to kind of fade up to this. Don't worry about that yet. That can be your third cut through. But literally just any part where you're like, that is way too loud or that is way too quiet, just up or down real fast. And that's all you should do with audio in your second draft. And your third, that's when you start getting creative. That's when you start adding memes, effects, titles, and like maybe getting really specific with how you want audio mix. But anyways, that all being said, I'm just going to keep going from where I left off because I knew this was the last thing I edited, so we're going to go forward from here. I'm sure it's just a bunch of nonsense. I don't want you to go around the corner. I'm turning down again. I'm sorry. I just can't. Oh, and also your third pass is when you're going to be wanting to think of what sort of stuff are you going to want to include at the beginning to catch the interest. Like what clip is like a funny, worthwhile thing to maybe throw a couple little bits really fast in the beginning to get the attention. Because I think what you should believe whenever you make something is you have something that's worthwhile if people are willing to watch the whole thing. But you do have to be considerate of their time in terms of you should let them know. You don't want to say, hey, like what if someone came up to you and said, hey, stop what you're doing right now and watch this 20-minute video. Why? I got stuff to do. Why am I going to sit here for 20 minutes and watch something just that I don't know you? Who are you? But if you say, watch this 20-minute video and let me show you a couple things about it, like let me give you 30 seconds to tell you what's going to be funny about it and why it's worthwhile, then they'll be like, okay, sure, I will watch that. And as they watch it, once they get a little bit into it, they will stay till the end as long as your content is good. But you still need that little elevator pitch at the beginning. Because once again, imagine if somebody just ran up to you on the street, a stranger, and demanded 20 minutes of your time. You wouldn't say yes unless they gave you a reason why and a short reason why in like 30 seconds or less. You're not going to sit there for 2 to 4 minutes to let them convince you why you should sit there for another 20. So think about that when it comes to your footage. And once again, fully have confidence that you know that once you get the attention, that your content is good enough that people are going to want to keep watching it. I can't. I'm such a little bitch. What's even happening? Fuck. Okay, this is really well done. It like makes me want to see the actual movie because I know it's gonna be really good, but I also don't. Do I want to? No, okay. I was about to think maybe cut out some of this dead air, but it's not dead air. It's me sitting there freaking out and breathing heavily. What's even happening? Fuck. Okay, that's another thing. Like you need to know when you want to cut quickly to like get through something really fast without like seeming. Like, for the record, how I talk, I mean, as you'll be able to tell as you're listening to me uncut streaming, how I talk is nowhere near as smooth as, like, or anybody, really, is nowhere near as smooth as their edit itself, because their edit itself is cutting out the ums, uhs, pause, the time it's taken to think it, I developed this thought halfway and realized, no, that's completely wrong, and then you start over again, you just cut out that part, like, that's another thing. Another point of editing is you want to make yourself seem, or whoever's in the footage, that person seem better than they actually are. What's even happening? Or at least more eloquent. This is really well done. It like makes me want to see the actual movie because I know it's gonna be really good. Oh, also, J, K, and L are really nice. J, just rewind 1 speed. K, pause. L, really good. Once again, forward 1 speed. And technically, you don't even have to use the K, you can just use J. Like if you go back J1 and then go forward L1. Actually, never mind, I'm wrong. Don't trust me. But if you keep pressing it more, it increases the speed of which you're rewinding or fast forwarding. Like 1 speed, 2 speed, 3, 4, 5. Logic. It's really fun. But anyways, yeah, it's just another way to navigate. Also, spacebar is pause too as well. Spacebar and K. Like, okay, pause. It like makes me want to see the actual movie because I know it's gonna be really good, but I also don't because it's gonna be really fucking good, and I'm probably gonna waste my ticket money because I'm not even able to make it all the way through the showing and just leave the theater out of fear. Like, okay, I'm pausing this just because I want to say this. Just not have to watch this for more than a couple of seconds. Actually, it's a place to cut. Fear. Yeah, okay, so you hear, like, I do, like, have a nasal inhale right here. Like, you can see it in the wavelength right there. But you can also hear it, too, if you listen. Yeah, that'll... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right before the inhale, so it still feels like this moment has a little bit to breathe, and not like the second I'm done talking, we immediately cut, which can make it feel unnatural. You do want a little bit of your natural pause after saying something to kind of like how a comedian, like, pauses for applause, or pauses to, like, let the punchline sit for a minute. Like, that's important. But when you cut to the next thing, it's kind of dumb to cut. If you're cutting to nothing, like, you're like, and subtly is like, why do we cut to silence? If we're going to cut to something else, there should be a reason we're cutting to that thing. So just tell me what it is right away. Like, don't cut to somebody staring at something for like 2 seconds and then start to. There were also funny freeze frame right there. Okay, so let's just try cutting right there. See how it looks. Also, actually, very important. In Resolve, delete is like trim delete, you know, like where it gets rid of the thing and moves everything up. Control Z. Backspace is delete without doing that, like leaving a space. And there's very important times when you would want to do that or another, because if you were to delete this all, then you want to put something here, it's going to go over this. You can't like put it in between and it's going to like just move that down. It's just going to go over that. Another very important thing to consider with that is Alt-Y. that selects everything to the right of where your like playhead thing is, and then you can move it to make the space to drop the thing you want to drop it down in there without it overriding your actual footage. Like, for example, if I wanted to put in this right there, it just gets rid of all that stuff. But if I do Alt Y, move it down, and then another thing, so Alt wheel is like zoom in out, but Control wheel is like move your spot back and forth. So now I got like that, and now I can see, is it enough space? Oopsie. Yeah, so now I have enough space to plop that in. And then I can cut out this part so that we don't have the like the dead air at the end here. Press delete, and see if I want to put that in.
Honey, you've got a
Theater out of fear.
honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Like, boom. See, look how seamless that was. Look how nice that like fits. And then also, as I can show you, once I delete that, because I didn't want to include that in there, though kind of as I put in there, it's a little funny, and it kind of fits. But there's a spot I used earlier that fits way better, and arguably another spot earlier that I didn't use it that might be better than that spot I used it and this spot, but I don't want to overuse a meme, so I just picked one spot. But so now that we have that, so let's see how nice and seamless I go from this to next. Like, okay, and actually now that I'm seeing that, I do feel like a hell in this a little too long, because you can hear a little bit of extra, like fear. Okay, so fear, and then so I need to have fear. I need to have it cut right after fear. So what we can do. So probably, I bet you, just looking at the wavelength once again, it's hard to see because like it's really small, but I can tell there's a tiny little white bit here, and like right there's blank. So I'm betting that this is where I start to inhale. So I'm gonna cut just before it, just to see, and then cause I think like just like with like if you're cutting wood for like a lumber project or something, you always want to cut it maybe a little bit too big, because you can always cut it a little bit more. But once you cut it too short, you can't put more back on. And obviously in this case you can, but it's just a pain in the ass. So I might cut it back another frame if it gets the slight little bit of my inhale in the cut, which is really noticeable. If you have a slight little sound, like even a frame of worth of a sound on either side of a cut, it's gonna be super noticeable because there's a visual change too. So the audience is very aware of a change, and so they're more aware and more gonna notice that weird tiny little even single frame of a sound. So try to avoid that. And just leave theater out of fear. Like, yep. I left a little bit too on. A little bit too on. A little bit too much on. Also something you can do if you're holding K and then, or if you're holding K and then press J or L, it'll go in slow motion. So here I can probably figure out exactly where I stopped saying fear. Okay, right about there. And I'm still gonna go forward a couple frames just to see if there's some slight residual sound on my R. If there's not, does it seem like it? Fear. Okay, so it's actually not much at all. So about, let's try here. I might go back. No, I'm gonna go back one more frame. I'm gonna try that. And also, when you're doing this, you should just play it right from where this is, because then you're gonna hyper obsess over that spot. Like, do go back a couple seconds, so you can feel, so you're more paying attention to it, so you can more feel like when an audience is gonna hear, because the audience is not listening to this one specific spot, really focusing in. They're gonna be hearing this all for the first time. So you gotta put yourself in the mindset of your audience and like watch your video and think, how would somebody who's looking at this for the first time perceive it, versus you who's looked at this tens, if not hundreds of times. Theater out of fear. Like, okay, so I think I got the tail end of this correctly, but I need to cut out a little bit of dead air on this part. So I'm just gonna go all the way to here. Just make me talking immediately start on the jump, which should be probably like, oh, right, see right there. I forgot to go back far enough to really make it theater out of fear. Like, even then, I'm still gonna back a little bit further. Showing and just leave theater out of fear. Like, okay, pause. That's good. Actually, I think that's very good. I'm gonna go back though a little bit longer, just to see once more how it feels. But I feel like we've gotten the right. Good. We figured out the exact right 1/24th or 1/30th. I think with digital, it'd be 1/30th. 1/30th of a frame of a second. The exact 1/30th of a second. That is the perfect 1/30th of a second for it to switch shots. Both for audio and video purposes. I'm probably gonna waste my That's the key to good editing, in my opinion. Get money, because I'm not even able to make it all the way through. And that's only something you are enabled to do if you're willing to take the time with it. And very importantly, put yourself into the mindset of your audience. and I've been talking instead of getting the mode of really feeling it like that. And I'm probably gonna waste my ticket money because I'm not even able to make it all the way through the showing and just leave the theater out of fear. Like, okay, I'm pausing this just because I want to say this. You know what? I don't think it's perfect watching that, but I also feel like it's perfect enough that the amount of time I'm going to take to get it 1 or 2% better is not going to be worth it in the end. Even if I can make it that much better, we're going to move on because I think that's good enough. And you shouldn't say good enough if it's like not actually good enough. You should say good enough if it's like 90% of the way there. Like if you already got that A minus, and like sure you could put a lot of extra work to get to an A, but that much work, if you spent it on 3 other subjects, could boost all 3 of those other subjects by a full letter grade, versus putting all that effort into just going from an A minus to an A. That's not worth it. There's other thing to be focused on. But don't just say it's good enough if it's not actually good enough. I want to make sure my camera doesn't do the stupid little. There you. Okay, cool. We're still good. Let's move on. Like, okay, I'm pausing. It's just I want to say this. Just not have to watch this for more than. Oh no! I think this is when I reveal how much of a bitch I am. Which actually is important. There's quite a few clips. I'm trying to figure out where I want to include it. That's basically trashing on me. Like, it's this one. No, it's not this one. My bad. No, it's this one. Wow, this is taking so long just to load up the video.
Fuck! How much more can you stink?
That one, and where is the other one? It's really weird how some of these, like, oh yeah.
You fucking moron! You are a fucking human piece of shit and a disgrace!
Ugh. Excuse me for what I'm about to say. What was this one? Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Anyways. Yeah, so I think I'm about to embarrass myself. But that's important. You should be willing to embarrass yourself on camera because that's what's going to be entertaining for other people. Like, think about what you laugh at online. If you saw somebody trip over themselves and embarrass themselves on something that you're completely comfortable and familiar with, it's funny. Even if you're, and it's not that, just think that. You're not hating on the person. You just find it funny. Like, there was one time I was working at McDonald's, and me and my manager were taking out this, like, pallets of stuff to go get thrown away. This was on rolly cart things. And I start pushing it, and it starts going faster. Then I hit a part of the sidewalk that there's a bump in it, so it bumps, and then I just fall full speed forward into all this stuff, crash into it, crash through it, and spill it over at the same time while crashing on top of it. And she just started bursting out laughing, and then started to apologize. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like, I'm not laughing at you, it's just funny. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm laughing too, man. This is, like, if I had seen this from an outside looking in perspective, it would be funny. Like, it's that sort of thing. You don't mean ill will, but, like, it's still funny. So I'm about to embarrass myself, and about to get ridiculed. Ridiculed for views, and it's not bad at all. This is an example of how bad I am with horror. Anything. So in college, all my friends. Oh, gotta get rid of that. It's a very long, prolonged. College. Let's see. College. Is this part of it? Yeah, that's part of it. So we're gonna cut right after the last syllable of college, and probably I'm willing to bet this piece of the wavelength is the That's something that you get really good at over time with video editing, is you can edit based on the wavelength, because you can just know, like, look at the pattern of those. That's very much like a prolonged held out and then right here it gets smaller before it gets much bigger. So this is probably where I'm about to actually talk, and I want to just cut off the end of the kind of in the middle, leave a little bit of breathing room so I can cut stuff out, but also breathing room so that, like, maybe it'll feel more natural, and we'll see how this looks. So in college, all my friends... Perfect. Seamless. Wonderful. All my friends knew that I was the bitch with horror movies, and they had, like, no problems with horror movies. And... Ooh, see, that was a little bit quiet right here. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that I've already turned this up to the maximum. I did not. Perfect. So we're going to turn this up to, say, 25. Let's just go all the way to 28 for now. Honestly, fuck it. Let's just go all the way to 30. They had, like, no problems with horror. Okay. So that's good, but this beginning part, where the mic was picking me up correctly, is a bit too loud, so we'll turn that one down to, like, 26. They had, like, no problems with horror. I mean, okay, it sounds bad, but, like, my mic is just bad. Like, once again, it's probably something that's... No problems with horror. Problems with... No problem. Oh, the word no is quiet. That's why it sounds so weird. There we go. That should make
They had like no problems with horror movies and any horror movies. They were like literally trying to find ones to get scared. Kind of like how I would try and find something like super gory or like super psychologically effed up, just because I want something to finally like make me be like, ooh, that's shocking. Because like those are for example, when I watched the first Terror.
You hear that nasal breath? You hear that?
Okay, for example.
I do not so good things to my body, but I do not do that. Mostly because I know if I even started trying to do that, I would not do anything else to my body except that. Because I would love it too much.
Like those are, okay, for example, when I watched the first.
Okay, I'm going to cut off a couple frames of this. Let's just do all the way and see how that looks.
Okay, for example, when I watched the first Terrifier.
Nice.
I was legit.
Okay. Do I want to have it go all the way to here? I might. And then we'll go to here. See how that looks.
Watched the first Terrifier. I was legitimately scared.
Perfect.
In scenes that I've never seen anybody get scared of, and every gore scene, I was like, all right, yeah. To the point that like when the lady was getting sawed in half, I was being critical. I was like, could a hacksaw really?
Okay, normally, I would say you might want to cut out that. But I think in this case, it's kind of cool because it adds like a punch to what I'm about to say. And also it sounds kind of like bones breaking or like a sawing sound, you know?
Lady was getting sawed.
I mean, not exactly, but it kind of fits, I think.
Lady was getting sawed in half. I was being critical.
Yeah, like something breaking. So normally I would do something to cut that out, but I think this is the one thing you want to include. And also that goes to one point I would say is like it is good to get rid of your ums, uhs, your whatever. But sometimes you want to include some of them to make you feel more like a natural human talking. Even though you are going to improve yourself, but if you polish yourself too much, it feels fake. You know, just like somebody who gets a little bit of plastic surgery might be okay. Like if they actually have something about their structure that has just always been off, and just touching up a little bit is that nice, still perfect. But obviously, if you do too much, you start to look like a 27-year-old lizard.
I was being critical. I was like, could a hacksaw really saw you in half, like with the bones and everything?
Also, when you're on the keyboard, let me actually pull this up. I'm not going to do that. I'll just describe it. What I have my hands on is these three fingers on JKL, the fast forward, rewind, pause, so that the thumb kind of rests naturally on the Alt key, but also be like right there by the space bar. So you can pause with space bar, because I still pause with space bar. I don't actually really ever use K to pause. I use the space bar. And then it's also right next to the Alt key for the... Oh, whoops, my Alt key just got stuck. Oh, wow, what's going on? That's not ideal. That's not good. Why is my Alt key also getting stuck? Well, you know, just do that thing. I need to clean up my keyboard or something. Okay, anyways.
Like with the bones and everything like that, and that quickly and easily.
But yeah, 3 fingers on JKL, so you can easily press Alt for the quick zoom out, and spacebar for the quick pause on pause.
I don't know.
Why is it sticking now? Like, I would understand if I spilled something on it some other day, but like, it was just working, and I haven't spilled anything on it. Or even spilled anything, period.
Half, like with the bones and everything like that, and that quickly and easily. I don't know.
Let's do it like that for
That
now.
quickly and easily. I don't know if this is very realistic. While she's being actively sawed in half, like not even like reacting to it, like work no reaction. But in college, me and my buddies, whenever we get together, they would always force us to watch at least one horror movie because they knew, and they would always say, dude, half of it is one horror movie.
Oh.
Because they knew, and they would always say,
Because they knew that was the beginning of a thought that didn't complete, so I'm going to cut it out. So it looks like I came to the other thought originally, without sidetracking.
it's one horror movie. And they would always force us to watch at least one horror movie. And they
It sounds like I'm saying this one horror movie, but I'm saying at least one horror movie. I don't know if I'm going to put text in there just to clarify.
Yeah,
It's not that important, but
get together.
I kind of wish I was enunciating better. And arguably when I get my newer mic today, it should be fixed.
They would always force us to watch at least one horror movie. And they would watch at least one horror movie.
Is this turned up all the way? It's not. I could turn up the at least, probably. Watch, and I think this is at least. So we're gonna turn that up all the way to 30 just to see.
But they would always force us to watch at least one horror movie.
Okay, perfect. You can now more easily tell what I'm saying. See, that's stuff that you want to be paying attention to on the creative edit. Don't worry about that on, obviously, the first edit, like get rid of the trash, or the second edit, which is mostly just trimming and stuff. You want to get to the obsession point of, like, this one word section of this specific part needs to be turned up. You want to be worried more about that, like, at this part of the edit, you know?
Just watch at least one horror movie. And they would always say, dude, half of it is...
Oh, that's right. So I have my fingers on here to press the thumb. I realize I don't actually press the left alt. I actually press the... Or I don't press the right alt. I press the left alt key with my pinky when I zoom in and out. That makes more sense.
And they would always say, dude, half of it is the actual movie, but honestly, more than...
Oh, see right there. I could probably give
honestly,
stuff.
more than... Honestly...
This is really loud for what it is. I should turn this down maybe to 15.
Honestly, more...
I have a feeling this is going to sound more jarring when I jump cut to it, but we'll see. Let's see how it looks. Maybe it's worse.
the actual movie, but honestly, more than half realistic. More than half.
Actually, maybe I can probably just cut that then. Let's see.
Honestly, more than half realistically is just your reaction. But honestly, more than... More...
Okay, we're gonna... So this is something you can do. I want to cut it here. But I just would rather it be something... If you're on, like, right between two clips, you can do this, and it'll increase one clip while cutting off the other. Like that. So now I have the exact same thing. And I can just delete this part. Wait, is there a... I think there's a little bit of a sound here, too. So let me cut one frame off that. Let's see what that looks like.
But honestly, more than half realistic.
Perfect. I think that's perfect. Let's just go back a little bit further.
Half of it is the actual movie, but honestly, more than half realistically is just your reaction to it because it's so fucking funny. Not funny, but like they just enjoyed how scared I would get all the time. And I stuck.
Oh my god, what is that song? Girl, you know, This is a great time to include this. Oh god, I can't, it's a song. I can't play that. Alright. Girl, you know, Okay, I gotta look at the lyrics, figure out where it is for me to play this. Oh, it's the chorus. Girl, you know, Okay. We're gonna do a little bit of risk. Actually, what I need to do is mute my desktop audio for this part. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now you want to actually hear the song playing, which is... Okay, perfect. Oh, I can't record this because I'm streaming. Oh, actually, no, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, like, get a chunk of this. Essentially, I'll have to do this later, but I'm gonna get, like, a chunk of this where he goes, like, girl, you know, Actually, no, I'm gonna... No, okay, here's what I can do. I can do this on my phone. Hold up there. Birthday 6. Birthday sick. Okay, we got it. Okay. And then, on my phone, I'll trim it to where it needs to be. So that might be funny, it might not be. An email to myself. I typed in Gmail. No, my email address, not just Gmail. So now should be able to go here, email. I think I just emailed to me. That's another nice thing about when you're recording little clips like this is like they're not long files, so you can totally just email it to yourself really fast. I okay, and then from there, where is it? There it is. We'll drop it into. So I'm dropping onto my second monitor over here. If you're just having on one monitor, your like media thing is gonna be your collection of media is just gonna be there. You can just drag it into your media collection spot, and it'll just upload automatically. So now, so what I want to do is, Okay, so we're gonna want to cut something here and include that in there. So we're gonna do Alt Y to move this over so we can throw in this that we just clipped. Probably right when he cuts there, because it'd be weird having a frame of that. And I'll cut to the very end of that, because there's nothing more of it ever used at that part, so. So you want to get the last part of my eye, but without me starting to say C. Right there, probably. Put this on this side. Put that together. Clear that space, and now let's see how it looks. I think we nailed it. Probably turn it down a little bit. It's like -4. And then like have it come in so it's not, you know, all weird and choppy like that. Or like zoom in so it's, there we go. Do we want to go all the way? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, now let's see how that looks. That's a good one. I like it. Nope. Yeah, okay, gotta cut that. Okay, yes, we're gonna go to from there to do dear much shit. I might actually want to include some blank space. We'll see. I think I want more negative space on this side than that side. I think you're just gonna get rid of some of this dead space. That's good. That flows. Okay, so you probably want I think I can cut. I'm trying to figure out what to cut. I think the Yeah, this part where they're talking about it's not fun anymore. That's probably something we can cut. Oh, let's just do this way, right? Yeah. Yeah, right here. I can probably get that. That is turned up all the way. Wow. Let me read that breath. That works. I want a little bit more dead space on this side. Seven frames works. That should be good. Yeah. Okay. So now I gotta figure out where to put in the two clips I wanted to use, which was. You have a problem? Is that it? That one, yeah. How much more can you stink? Okay. Okay. Okay, I think we're right about there. So we're gonna put in. Why did I just do both of them? Wait, what? Wait, how did neither of them work? How? Right here. Fuck, I might have to. Because I think I recorded this on my phone, and therefore if I record, okay, so I'm gonna off camera. I'm just gonna put a mark here because for some reason I don't have enough money to get like this proper studio version of this. So there's like some file types that just don't work, and it just doesn't seem to be consistent. Because like this one, a .mov file, didn't work, but this one also a .mov file does work. So I don't know, but I'm gonna include that plus this one with the with like the title or text like actual horror fans right now or something. So I'm gonna have to throw that in there at some point off screen, not off screen, but off stream, because I have to cut the stream to then record it with OBS to get it to work. And I'm just not gonna, don't want to have to cut the stream and restart it. But let's just say, let's put that in there. Well, actually, no. Like, the only thing that I would say with that to show is like putting in text. It's like, let's say, actually, wait a minute, I can probably kind of still do this. Like, I can fill up the spot and put the text and just show what it would look like. So let's say we put that clip in there and that clip in there. They're not gonna work because wait, it still has the audio, just not the video. That's incredible. All right. So I'm gonna turn this up to like 5. Turn this down to like -2. So we're gonna pretend like that's there, and then I'm gonna show the text part. So in the text, like there's the effects tab. In the effects tab, you just like want to be in the main thing and just like literally just search for under titles. There's literally responses to titles, and just grab like text or text plus. I don't know what's the difference between text or text plus. I'm not gonna worry about it though. Oh, and actually, here's something I'm gonna do, just so I don't have to reformat this. I'm gonna just grab the previous piece of text I made, copy and paste it, and then just change the text. Perfect. And then for the sake of it actually being clear, I'm going to switch this back to full. And we're just going to call this actually HORROR. Perfect. Oh. Maybe I don't need the watching this. Oh my god, blasphemy. How do you spell blasphemy? Blasphemy. Oh, almost got it. Capitalize the B. And now I'm just going to reduce the size so it fits on online, you know? Yeah, there we go. Actual, maybe I do it this way. Yeah, okay. And back to like 100. Perfect. Ideally, I would like that to be bolded, but wait, isn't it? Did I use Open Sans for the previous one? I thought I used Impact. I did use Open Sans. Okay, I guess we're just gonna stick consistency. I hate text, effects, coloring, all that shit. I never feel like I do a good job with it, so I'm just gonna let it be with a plain old white text, black border. But yeah, so I might only include the second one because the first one's already one people already know, so maybe it's a bit cliche. So yeah, we're just gonna include that one to make, once again, to make my video unique. There are some times where like people tell me like you need to do it this way for the algorithm's sake, but I feel like what you should be doing is doing a unique version of yourself that's not anti-algorithm, if that makes sense. Because eventually, people are gonna watch your stuff. If you go based on like some bullshit to feed the algorithm, people are gonna watch your stuff. Are gonna be not, they're gonna be based people who are just algorithm hunting, or maybe just saw your stuff because algorithm may not ever see it again or care enough to watch it. But if you do it like with your own authentic self, people are gonna come back and watch your videos. Gonna be people actually like you and your videos. So you build an audience of genuine fans that are going to be more likely to want to like, share, subscribe, and help you out in the comments and stuff. So that's why I cut out the Stephen A. Smith one, just because probably people have used it before, and I'm just going to include the John Campea one. And we'll come back to that later when I can actually put in the real clip. Anyways, let's move on. That's. Am I gonna cut some of that dead air? Yeah, because it cuts the actual video cuts. All like right before the video itself cuts. Oh right, I need to turn the playback resolution back down. Quarter. And right about when I start talking again, see how that looks. A little bit of dead air. I'm gonna cut to wherever this bump is. There we go. That's good. I just realized, yeah, I was saying like I had my fingers over JKL, but really I had more have my fingers over like ASDF, because the B is right there for blade, A is right there for that, and the Alt key for switch on the space bar. Let's get some of this dead air out, but keep some of it too. Breathing room. So this right there, I added more negative space to this part, because when you cut, it is kind of nice to have more breathing room on that side to audiences to get used to the new perspective on the cut, so it feels less jarring. See, that's nice. Less dead air on that part, because why would we be holding on this still if we're going to go to the next part, so it's useless. But for the next one, it is nicer to have the dead space to make the cut, make the audience get used to the new angle quicker, or get more comfortable, blah, blah, blah. I think you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, is this the part? I think this is the part that I want to use in the beginning. Yeah, it is. Watch this. I hate listening to it right now, man. This is why I'm making this content, because like I can't handle this shit. To a very dramatic way, and in a unique way that other people normally wouldn't be. Okay, I also have a theory. I'm going to include this in the actual thing, but I have to record myself saying it to do, which I'm going to do separately. I'm not streaming, but I noticed this like with the first monster that's chasing him that made the sound. So where are we at? Like 113? Where's the first monster? Right here? Oh no, it's way earlier. Right, it's like right here. Yeah, like the sound of it. Based on that sound, for me hearing this editing, I have a theory that the monsters in this realm are other humans who slipped into this realm at some point. Who knows how long ago, but like probably eons ago, like maybe hundreds of years, maybe tens of years ago, decades ago, I don't know. But there are people who slipped into here, and they've been wandering this endless dimension forever, to the point that they've lost their humanity. They're just like on this mindless drone of this like endless monotony and whatnot, to the point that they've degraded into that form. Like they can't even talk. They're all mutilated looking. Something about this realm keeps them alive, technically, but like not really, and just morphs them into those things. And then whenever these beings, they're just walking around, no sense of time, probably for decades, never seen anything reminding them of home, and all of a sudden they see a person. And they don't even remember that they remember it, but they see the person, and they remember that that's something from the world that they remember. And they don't even barely remember their world, like they forgot it. But they see that human, and it triggers something in their mind that's like, wait, this thing. I've been literally wandering around here for decades, if not hundreds of years, with one goal in mind, which is to get back to my world. And now for the first time, I'm finally, after who knows how long, 100 years, like crazy times, you're not sudden seeing it. And then you see it, and your animalistic instincts pours in, because you're just an animal now. And you just run towards it, like, oh my god, it's the thing I've been searching for this whole time. And you run at it, and you're yelling, because you're trying to say, oh no, come back, please, 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 whatever. But you can't talk anymore, so you're just making those sounds. And it sounds just insidious, and so you sound like a monster. So I have a theory that all the monsters in this realm are just beings that have been here for so long that they've degraded to that. And once again, once they see anything that reminds them even a little bit of what they've been searching for this whole time, they just charge at it. Because they're like, please come, and they scream to say, please come back, help me. But once again, their screams sound like monstrous sounds, and so things keep running, and they just keep chasing. So that's my theory on what the actual monsters of this realm are. I don't know if it's crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy, like, because that sounds kind of cool. It sounds like a neat concept for this realm, you know? And I think based on, once again, how those sounds sounded, it sounded a little bit sad to me. It did sound a little bit like a sad, desperate animal. Even though it sound monstrous. I hate these sounds, man. I'm not gonna fast forward just so I don't have to hear as much. I don't want to look at it, man. I love how I'm this level of this is dumb. Like 0.5 seconds after this. So 1:13:15, I'm that. And then frickin' 15 seconds later. I think that's another reason why I think my horror reaction can be entertaining, because I do so dramatically flip-flop between this ain't shit and I'm getting absolutely wrecked. And then despite getting absolutely wrecked, immediately flipping back to this ain't shit. And I think it's partly ADHD, but it's also partly how I want it to be. I want to get out of that scared feeling so bad and so quickly that I'll latch on to anything that can make me feel like I have some confidence that this ain't shit. It's like wishful thinking. Oh, fuck! God damn it. I forgot about that, and I got scared watching my reaction to... Fuck. I just now noticed, watching this again, that, like, he gets him, and then you see him being got by the monster, and because the camera... But yeah, he's right here. Like, the actual person is still... the actual person is right there. Yeah, so, like, that's the person getting, I don't know, eaten by the monster or something? Or grabbed or something? This is the camera falling? At first I thought this was him falling. Like, I figured out later that it must be the camera. But... yeah, the fact that the camera not only survives this, but is still recording is insane. Like, if it smashes and, like, you know, just the actual camera gets destroyed, but not the tape inside, that would make sense. Or the SD card or whatever error this would be. But, like, the camera surviving and still being recording after that fault is impossible. definitely cut stuff off here. 'Cause I think this is... Oh yeah. Do I want that dead air? Okay, I probably don't want the clunking of my mouse, but the fuck is important. Okay, I didn't cut way more dead air out of this. Start right there. Now let's try that. Okay, actually, wait. For the sake of... Okay, so I'm saying, oh, duh, this as an answer to this question. But I got distracted here, so I'm going to get rid of the distraction. To both cut out more time, shorten this up, while also narratively making it make sense. Maybe I don't need the fuck. Okay, you know what? The fuck's not important. Yeah, it's actually probably flow better without it. That's another important thing. When you're editing, you can't get stuck on one good idea that eventually by the time you do work out whatever you're working out, you end up finding something that is better than that. But then you get stuck on, no, I need to include this thing because it was so funny, but now that you found this other better thing, the funny thing doesn't work, you gotta like not be too attached to some of your creative ideas. Because you might find something better as you're just experimenting. And you need to accept that you just need to move on past your original idea you thought was good into something that's actually better. And in this case, the narrative flow of question answer is better. I need to get rid of like unpausing sound right there. Try right about there. And actually, we're gonna try something. We're gonna include more dead air on this side. So we have some dead air. This is the one time you would actually include dead air on the previous one, so the one you're cutting to, because it's me thinking, trying to answer the question, and the next one is gonna be actually answering the question directly. To the point that I think I might want to even move this forward a little bit more, add more dead air on this side versus that side, but we'll see. Let's see how this looks. Okay, too much there. So let's actually cut some of this and see what that looks like. Oh man, I've been trying to put this off because I didn't want to like have to air on my own stream, but like I don't think anyone knows probably watching this right now. For the VOD sake, which is probably more important. So I think it's gonna get way more views in like the VOD sense than right now. Like I bet you, yeah, no one's watching it. We're good. Oh wait, someone did watch. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I actually have a viewer or had a viewer at 9:27. Living on the West Coast, sporting all that East Coast love. Yeah, man. Man, wow, what? I've never had actual chatters in my chat and whatever before, but I actually did get... This is the first chat I've ever gotten. And it was the one time I didn't have YouTube open to look. How lame. Well, I'm gonna shout out this person. Arthritic is the person's name. My first YouTube chat that was like organic, that wasn't like somebody I was playing with, or like my wife. That's super cool. Living on the West Coast, supporting all the East Coast love. Dude, for the record, I wanted to have my Yankees hat. I have my Boston Red Sox scarf. Because I also enjoy the Red Sox too, as well, which is silly as a Yankees fan. But also, so I got the I Love New York scarf. Actually, hold on, I should probably do this for the sake of, where is it? Man, of course the one time I actually get a chat is one time I'm not looking at it. But for the sake of odd, hopefully arthritic, that you watch this back at some point. But yeah, just real quick, I got my Boston Red Sox scarf, got my Yankees hat, because I was actually born in the Bronx in 1992, and my name is Derek, so I have to be a Yankees fan. Not like have to, but it's just like a destiny. And then also we got an iHeart NY scarf. We also find it. Well, I can't find it right now because the room is a mess. But, I mean, it always is. But somewhere around here, I also have a New York Giants scarf as well. On top. Oh, what am I thinking? Top most important piece. This bad boy. The Jeter jersey. Oh my god, this is one of my most favorite possessions. So yeah, damn, I wish I'd seen that person when they were in here and had actually interacted with it, because that would have been a nice key to... Man, I even was thinking, like, in the back of my head, like, maybe you should have the chat open just in case, because that's what I've done every single time, like, I'm not going to get a chat, but, like, just in case, I should be there. And then, of course, the one time that it actually comes through. And it's something I want to talk about, which is the fact that I'm a massive Yankees fan, but I live on the West Coast, so my number 2 team is the Mariners. And growing up, being on the West Coast, the only like Yankees games I ever got to see were nationally broadcast. So I watched a lot of Red Sox games. My mom got her degree in Boston University, and her entire family lives in Foxborough, Massachusetts. So I still like have family affinity and love for the Red Sox and their players and stuff like that. And also living on the West Coast, I was never taught to hate like teams or whatever. Damn. Okay, so I do need to actually. I don't know if it'll come back or not, but I should actually legitimately have this up and open, just in case something like that happens. Man, the one time I could have actually. Well, that's a lesson. Hey, man, never mind. I'm not gonna beat myself about it. Not going to beat myself up about it. That is silly. Oh my gosh, I think they even gave my stream a like. We got 2 likes, and I didn't even like it. Damn, so that means 2 people have been here and actually gave my stream a like. That's crazy. I still like it myself. For 3 now, even though it's only 2 legit. Shoot, sorry. Okay, let me back to the actual video, because I'm sure this is getting a lot more views on the VOD sense. And it's like, hey, here's a nice tutorial on how to like fucking edit and shit. Oh, that's right. Because when I actually am in here. Okay, so I am actually gonna have to go to the. That's right. Besides looking at the OBS, that's the other reason why I shouldn't have the multi-screen thing on, because I can't have a second monitor looking at the chat. Alright, we live and learn. It's all good. That's the most important thing. You gotta, when you make a mistake, you shouldn't really dwell on it. You should reflect and, like, learn from it, and then let it go. Because you can't hate yourself for it. It's like that Linkin Park song, Iridescent, where it's like, do you feel cold and lost in desperation? I think it's you give up hope, but failure. You put up hope, but failure is all you know. Remember all the sadness and frustration, and let it go. Remember it so you can move past it and learn from it, but then also let it go afterwards, because it's pointless to hold on to that shit. I know it's only gonna be negative for you. Like, learn from it, but don't like what's it called? Like, learn from your mistakes, but don't keep criticizing yourself for it. Once you've learned the lesson, stop hating yourself for it. But anyways, back to editing. wish I saw that. Fuck. All right, that's fine. No, okay. I just said it. Don't dwell on your shit. Just learn from it. This is like when like some girl you chat up and you actually chat them up pretty well, and then you're doing it so well that you forget at the very end to ask for the number, and they go away, and then you're like, ah, shit. I forgot that part. Anyways, back to actually the point of the video. I think I'm gonna let this just play out because part of it is gonna be just seeing how shook I am for so long, even after the video is over. Walls. Alright, can you see that's Red Sox? Oh, probably the Sox logo would be better, right? Yeah. There we go. Let's raise it up a little bit. That's funny. Alright. I forgot I had that clip in there. Actually, I think I can cut this today right here. Yeah, I can cut that probably. I think it flows better. Oh shoot, this is another important thing I forgot to mention. When you're like, this guy right here, it's set to 51%. I don't know why I did that. 50. I always, for some reason, 50 is like the one word I never pronounce correctly. I always say 50. Like, so it just flows better. But like, 50. My mom was an English teacher, so she would not like me for mispronouncing words. But something you want to do is click the fit button on here. So that way, whenever you like modify the size of your like preview window, it changes with it. And actually, shoot, now that I'm seeing this, what if I maximize that? Lower this. Ah, it's a bit too cramped. I tone it down a little bit. Because like sometimes you may be tempted to like just eat up space in here because there's blank spots there, but you really need the extra blank space above and below so you can actually properly do this. Otherwise you do that, which you don't want to do. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, once again, I pressed Control Z and I undid too much, but Control Y is not that in DaVinci. It's Control Shift Z is undo, or is redo, excuse me. Oh yeah, and we just fixed that, so let's see how this looks. Maybe a little bit too much dead air on this. Yeah, okay. Xanax. Maybe. I'm gonna cut off a couple frames. I think it'll flow better. If not, we can always undo it. Alright, so what I keep saying? Let's see how this looks. I think that flows better. I honestly feel like 1 or 2 more frames would actually be perfect. So I'm gonna cut 2, which might be too much. And then I'll add 1 more back in case it feels like it needs it. And once again, this is the part of editing that you really need to be good at, is like obsessing over the exact frame that you want to cut. Oh, did it? It undid the... Can you follow me now? Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so yeah. But once again, that's something that you really need to be good at with editing, is knowing, once again, obsessing over the exact single frame that's the right one to cut at. Perfect. See? 2 extra frames, and now it flows better. And it flows better in a subtle way that the audience won't ever realize, but it will impact them more strongly. And like, not saying impact them more strongly, and actually that's the wrong way. It'll impact them less. Because the key of good editing is to not be noticed. Good editing, unlike other things where like maybe an acting performance you want to be noticed and big, or maybe like a special effects or cinematography you want to be noticeable and big, good editing is the sign that the audience will never ever realize that there's even any editing going on, or not think about it. Kind of like good lighting most of the time. That's like stuff that gets unnoticed. Yep. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to cut this part out because it's referencing something earlier that I did that actually cut out. So now that I thought would be a funny through line, but the first part, the setup, I actually, after watching it on an earlier cut I did, realized was unnecessary. So now I can cut out this callback to something I ended up not using. So we'll cut right after the waveform goes back to blank, and then okay, so we're gonna go here. I have a feeling I'm gonna cut a little bit more out of this, but once again, don't cut too much because you can always cut more. Yeah, okay, so it's a bit too much. Oh, and I have an inhale there. Yeah, okay, so I need to cut out that nasal inhale. That little tiny bit of wavelength right there. Get rid of that. Okay, so I'm repeating myself, so I can just probably get rid of that. Okay, so I check it twice, so let's get rid of the first check on here. Let's include as much as we can before I check it. And actually, it's probably good to have the head rotating, because then it'll feel less awkward to have the head facing this way. So we want the head rotation, but I don't want to include the arm part to show that I'm checking it, because we want the checking to be in the next one. Okay, maybe a bit too much. Just have the first rotation, no arm anything. See if we can cut off a little more. See right there, I accidentally cut one too many frames, but hopefully it's going to work out still. Okay, in hindsight, now that I think about it, it might be better to go from left to right, because then the cut's more obvious. Okay, no, we'll try it with what I just said. Now I'm thinking about it, the other way might be better. So we'll try that, and let's see how this looks. Wait, look at that sweat stain. See, that's how fucking cooked I was. I literally have a sweat stain on my shirt now, after watching a 10-minute YouTube horror short. Okay, yeah, perfect. I think that works. Because you want a little bit of dead air here, because you want to see the raising of the arm. And actually, I might want more dead air. Oh, thank you, thank you. I like the dichotomy of a Yankees hat and a Red Sox scarf. I also have a I Heart New York scarf, which somewhere around here. I got it down to show it to the camera, and oh, it's right there. And then also there's a New York Giants scarf around here somewhere too. And a nice like black and white striped scarf. I like a lot of scarves. I have one pair of shoe that I wear until it wears out and then just buy it again. But I have like 7 or 8 different kinds of scarves. I almost said one number before, I almost said 6 or after, but I like, whoop, nope, add +1, say 7 or 8 instead, even though it is legitimately closer to 6 or the number after 6 scarves that I own. Okay, but anyways, back to editing. So, looks like I'm about to sneeze right there. Where were we? Oh, yeah. So I was thinking of maybe adding more to this. And I think we can do it in a way where we kind of blend this. Like, let's see. Let's have my hands, like, right underneath the mic. Yeah, so nothing, now the cut's happening where my arm isn't up above the mic yet. So it'll kind of be like coming up as the shot goes. The only thing I'm worried about is that there's some audio here for some reason, which is avoidable. I could probably turn this down so that you don't notice the weird audio clipping when it goes to the next clip. But let's see. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I need to get rid of this audio, but still keep the visual. So we're gonna B for blade, cut it, and then we'll turn this down, not completely. Oh shoot, this is why I don't want to have it in this mode, because I don't know. I don't have the setup for the inspector on this single screen. Oh, it's right there. Perfect. Because normally I have most of this information on my second monitor, but I can't have it on my second monitor or else I can't see the OBS or the YouTube chat. Okay, so now we're going to go in here. We're going to turn this down. I'm going to just reset it to 0, because I probably don't want it to be muted entirely, because then it might feel a little bit awkward. Like, the audience will just subtly realize that, like, they won't know it, but, like, for, like, a couple frames. Hello, Puck. I not even pretend to try and pronounce that name, but hello. Yeah, so, I don't want this turned down, but not muted, because I feel like, while the audience won't know they know it, even this, like, 5 frames of completely no audio whatsoever will make them feel a little bit unsettled. But we'll see how this looks. Yeah, that works. Okay, and let's still rewind more just to make sure I'm not crazy. Yeah, okay. Part of me felt like I hung on this a little bit too long for the breath, but I'm going to leave it as is. This is Once again, I think I'm going to hold on this dead frame because seeing me legitimately have to pause this much while heavily breathing, even though the video's been over for a while, I think is more important. Yeah, we're just going to keep holding on this. That's another very important part of editing, is you need to know when you want to jump cut and jump around to keep any dead air, and you want to understand when you should actually just let a scene or a shot just flow, just let it breathe. This might be a funny part to do, like, to throw in that little SpongeBob clip of, like, 2 days later or 3 hours later to, like, be a way to get through some of this dead air. Because it looks like I'm just, like, sitting there recovering for, like, 30 seconds. Which could be funny to hang on it, but it's also dragging it out a little bit too much, I think. Yeah, that's something you can put in. Perfect, I found it actually. Alright, so I'm gonna record that on my phone and email it to myself. Make sure I'm not recording the mic. I am recording the mic, take it off. Going. There we go.
3 hours later.
Perfect. And then we'll email that to myself and drop it into our clip. Drop it into our timeline. And let's do a little bit of pre-editing ahead of time, just so I don't have to do as much in the program. Perfect. Okay. Let's crop it. Alright. Save the video and email it to myself. Now, you can grab it over here. Okay. Now, let me grab it in here and drag and drop it. Pop. Our shit. Now let's figure out the best spot to put this. Always douse your alcohol with a lot of water. Now let's figure out the best spot to put this. Okay, so we're gonna pop it right here, most likely. And now let's figure out the best spot to come back. Or do we just fast forward through all this? Might be funnier. Oh, okay. Wait, when I'm about to recover. Okay, right after the autofocus glitch, I think would be the best spot. Okay, so right there. I think is the best spot to put this. We're gonna press backspace instead of delete. So we have that gap. Now let's see how this looks. Okay, so I think there's some timing we could do to make this a little better. Let's see. Maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, let's just cut off a couple frames, see what it looks like. 6 frames. See how it looks. Okay, so actually we might want to actually come back on the inhale. I think I want to actually add some frames back in. Just get the full, oh my god. Yeah, hold on, I say oh my fucking god. Actually, wait, that might be perfect right there. Yep, that's great. Okay, never mind. Let's do the exhale. Also, left to right arrow key is go forward 1 frame at a time. So we're going to figure out the exact frame where the last autofocus glitch happens. Oh, never mind. It's right there. Okay. So let's see how this looks. Oh, we're still coming back on the autofocus. I don't like that. We're going to have to let it be, I think. Actually, no, we don't have to. Let's just come in right on the exhale and see if that's enough to get rid of that autofocus glitch. Yep, there we go, perfect. Okay, so I need to import my outro, which is unfortunately not something. I don't think I've exported it by itself. Did I? Oh, I must have. Okay. Oh wait, that doesn't have the build up. Too, I don't think. Oh, here it is. This is it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can drop this on top of it. Okay, this is it. And outro. Okay, where are you located at? File location. It's just in channel and outro. Okay, well, actually, this is not the worst spot for it to be in. Okay, so we're gonna drop that in here. We're gonna include our outro. I would love to include this part, but I think it makes more sense right here. Okay, we might actually still include that. Okay, so let's drop this in here. Let's go to the part where it cuts to video. Right there. Look at how much he does not want to dance with me. Like you kitty. R.I.P. Jake, by the way. Don't think about it, Derek. Oh my fucking god, don't think about it. I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, and I'm gonna drop this down like that. And I'll plop that right there. Alright, let's see how that looks. I think I'm gonna cut it a little bit closer. Actually, yeah, I need to. And you have the goddammit be right where before I cut. It's probably here. So I'll move that to there. That should be timed correctly, I think. Hell yeah, that's exactly what we want it to be. We should turn this up a bit. Let's go up to 5. Oh, this is an outro. Every time I look at it, I have to see Jake again. And I love seeing Jake again because I had to put him down in last December. But alright, fuck. It's a great outro. I'm gonna keep it, even though it's gonna hurt me every time I have to look at it. So let's watch this again. Make sure it fits and flows. That flows so well. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Poor Jake. He got liver cancer, and like his liver swelled up so much it crushed all his other organs, including his stomach. So he would eat all the food, but his shit was so crushed it couldn't absorb the nutrients. So he always felt hungry and kept eating food, and it wasn't nourishing him, and he just kept getting smaller and smaller. Until we had to just accept reality. But okay, video editing. Okay. Okay, I think this is good. I think all we need to do now, is get that one clip to put for the beginning to get the attention, and then we should be probably good to rock. And at that point, just you would do the final pass, the 4th edit of now that your creative stuff's in there. Let's rewatch it just to make sure we didn't miss a mistake here or there, and just make sure the overall video flows well. That's the 4th edit. The on the way to picture lock edit. Because picture lock is, I went to film school. Picture lock is what they would call, this is ready, this is completely done and ready to be aired kind of thing, you know. But yeah, so excuse me, God. Okay, where's that clip of me freaking the fuck out? It's the whole thing, Derek. All right, whatever. It's right here, right? Okay, so at least that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do here to me freaking the fuck out. Okay. I don't even want to stop it. Probably around there-ish, maybe. So from here to... What about there? Okay, yeah, that's probably about what I want. Okay, so that's probably a good clip for the beginning to get the attention. Once again, we press Alt-Y to select everything to the right of our playhead. I think that's the word for what this is called, but we're just gonna call it that. Okay, let's paste. Perfect, we got Scott space. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, I need to get rid of the swear words. Okay, this is where you get really technical with editing, or the audio mixing part, where you have to get rid of swear words, but you don't want it to sound a little bit natural. So we're actually going to have to zoom in really close to get this correct. Okay, call me a pussy ass bitch. I gotta get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to volume. And we're going to cut this down super low. Oh, wait. Duh. Okay, so bitch is done about there. And we're going to say here. Okay, so now at this point, we probably want like -11. And the same with this guy. Let's just say -7. So it feels like it's kind of building back, but still quiet enough. What? -7. Negative. Oh, what? What? Negative. Oh, I'm on that side of the book. Okay, -7. Alright, let's see if that gets rid of it enough. Okay, cool, that's pretty low. Let's try a little bit more. Let's go -15, just -10. Okay, where do I say fuck? You can see me pronouncing the word fuck right there. So, boom. Next frame. And okay, by that point, probably are good. And 2 more frames forward, back to normal volume. So this should be -10. And then once again, let's go -15. This part, let's see what I did there. You always want your starting keyframe for audio mixing, starting keyframe, then where you want the level to be, and then another frame later that still stayed at low level, and then immediately back to where you were. So now this should sound pretty seamless while still getting rid of those swear words. Yeah, perfect. You see that? You barely can tell that I muted the word fuck there. I just removed the word fuck without destroying the flow of the speech I was saying. Okay, that's holding too long. Perfect, so probably about there is what I want to cut. And then some sort of static effect. I think I have a couple of those. I hope so. Static. Looks like I searched for it before. Oh, no way. I definitely have that on this drive. Let's try it this way. Because I've searched for the word before. There's no way I did not get TV static sound effect was perfect. Now where are you located at? In season 3 of Camp. Okay. Oh, I see what this is. Never mind, I know what this was. Okay. Yeah, let's copy that into my actual channel. Let's put that in clips. God damn, I need to go to the bathroom so bad. Like that weird. Has some sort of weird sound in the beginning, but we'll cut that out. I think I kind of want to cut right before this part. I think that would flow better. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. I like that, but we don't need this to be as long as it is. I'll cut it right there, in fact. Okay. Let's see how this looks. You actually probably cut this before the static. I think. Wow, this needs to be turned up like crazy. Yeah, I only had this as 13. Once again, this is an example of like why I need to get a new mic to replace this guy. I had this guy for like 10 years. And a replacement is coming today at some point. I still think this might need to be a little bit louder, just considering how loud the intro is for the whole attention's sake. Because if you immediately go from that to like super quiet, you could lose some stuff at the beginning, and I actually kind of think I need to turn this up too. Let's try it at 5. Actually, wait, let's do 6.9. There we go. Let's do a nice volume for that. All right, now let's see how this looks. Oop, the Travis needs to be louder. All this intro stuff, I think, needs to be way louder. Yeah, wow, why did I only have this at a 13? There are literally clips on here that I'm turning up by plus 30 decibels. And for some reason, these early stuff is like 13 volume. Let's just crank all this up. This one probably not as much. Let's do 18. And let's see how this looks. I guess we're going to see how this sounds. Ooh, yeah. Okay, then my name is... See, this is the problem. The second I rotate my head away from the mic, it becomes way quieter. And that's why I need a new mic so bad. So let's boost the volume of this chunk. And once again, this is stuff that you would not want to worry about in your first initial pass. The first pass is just about getting rid of junk. And honestly, I wouldn't even worry about it in the second pass either. Second pass, I would just worry about general levels. And the third pass, and this is now my 4th pass, but the third pass is when you start to actually consider what parts of your clip you want to turn up, but keep the other parts the same volume. So let's see how this sounds. That's as good as it gets, man. It turns all the way up to plus 30. And that's as high as I can go. But whatever. I think it flows well. I kind of think I might want to cut a little bit off of this. Yeah, maybe a frame or 2. I think. It feels a little long. And we'll see how this works. We'll see how this flows. Yep, that's better. Yep. See, every once in a while, you need to just think, what if I just took 2 extra frames off? And that's when you get some really good, nice cuts and transitions and flows. Once again, I have this stuff way too low. 13. Crazy. Oh, 22 is too much. 18. Let's do 16.9. Nice. This stuff's also too quiet. Let's change it to 25. Once again, too quiet. Out of 13, yep. 20. 18. This stuff before is too quiet too. Let's try 25. God, I'm just going all the way to 30. It's way too quiet. Still seems a little quiet. Let's put up to 19. Too much. 16.9. Bit too much still. Let's do 15. And then let's do 15 for this one too. There we go. Yeah, I definitely need to turn all that up. This is the moment where you might want to fast forward, like when you're already pretty confident in the stuff you have. Once again, L is fast forward. If it's twice, you go double speed. And I think all this stuff's already pretty good too. I could probably skip past this. Actually, shoot, I did mention that like maybe this is the type of time you might want to fast forward. In reality, you probably shouldn't. Like this is the final pass where you're like watching it, where you're pretty sure you're done with edits. You're just looking for tiny, tiny little bits to like really fine tune it. But this is definitely the aspect where like you want to watch it as an audience member watching for the first time. So you actually would want to watch it like unedited, like at regular pace and speed. Oh, cool. And actually, I was about to say cool. This is kind of weird. Cool. I have no viewers right now, but yeah, the fact that I have no viewers right now means it's a decent time for me to go use the bathroom because I haven't even used the bathroom for like an hour. Let's turn off. took care of all my biological needs. Now we can get back to what really matters. Being on a computer and online. Oh, let's turn back on the gesture controls. Oh, where's my scarf? For the pizzazz. Yeah, I'm kind of like ignoring this a little bit just because, once again, at this point, this is like the final edit where like pretty much everything's already settled. You just gotta do a little bit of extra, like seeing if there's any minor mistakes. I forgot I included that. I need more water. I need more water. Oh shit, it's not wrapped up. Dang it. How'd I get so tangled? 1.5. When they were still good. Actually, I think I'm gonna turn the face cam off for a second. Throw those away. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so once again, this is like the fourth pass of an edit where like you're kind of just like scrolling through stuff kind of thing. Oh, it was in the chat of the person who just popped in, but popped out. Hey, cool, so I can actually do what I want to do. I'm gonna turn this off for a second.
Like you didn't intend
Hello?
to investigate this thing.
Hello?
I do kind of have goosebumps. I do kind of have goosebumps already.
Hey guys.
That's weird. This would be super creepy though. Like all your buddies are all gone. This would be super creepy though. Like all your buddies are all gone. Out of nowhere. So dude, I just wouldn't go walking around, man. Like wherever you just fell through, I would try and get back up into that. Like shit, I guess you couldn't really because
Hello?
that kind of startled me.
Someone there?
I saw something. Okay, I'm actually getting scared. Like, yeah, we're getting some goosebumps. I don't know if that's picking it up on the camera. Look, I'm kind of cold. Yeah, look at that, dude. Never mind, maybe this is gonna creep me the fuck out.
Honey?
We're getting some goosebumps. I don't know if that's picking it up on the camera. Look, I'm kind of cold. Yeah, look at that, dude. Never mind, maybe this is gonna creep me the fuck out.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming. Storm.
Is that like the way back? I'm kind of nervous about something might come by.
Oh, I had my mic muted. God damn it.
No, it wouldn't be that.
Yeah,
Already.
Of course I
It
did.
wouldn't be that close already.
First, I forgot to unmute my desktop audio. Now I forgot to unmute my mic.
Already.
I'm on top of this streaming game, guys. Totally. No. Wait. I talked about this before. You learn from your mistakes. You don't dwell on it. You learn from it, and then you move on. That's the best way to handle making
I'm just so
mistakes.
confused by-
And you need to be ready to make mistakes. Because being afraid of making mistakes is what prevents you from even starting something. And you need to start something knowing you're going to make mistakes. Like, okay, like for example, I love baseball. And a 300 batting average is getting a hit 3 times out of 10 appearances. You have a 30% success rate, and that's considered good. So you gotta understand that like you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and dwelling on it will just keep you from trying, but ignoring it will keep you from learning. So you have to figure out some sort of balance to that.
I'm just so confused by anybody would like come into this situation and then want to just keep exploring. One, how did you get in here? How are you gonna get out?
Do I want to? I think I might want to custom the dead air. Let me hold on.
Want to just keep exploring. One, how
Yep. Okay, we're gonna custom dead air there. Let's see how this looks.
and then want to just keep exploring. One, how did you get in here? How are you get?
Okay, we need a little bit more, and I think I might want to get rid of that click. Yeah, we're gonna do right after the click's done, and that should get rid of the dead air and the unnecessary sounds.
And then want to just keep exploring. One, how did you get in?
Perfect. Wait, hold on. I think 1 or 2 more frames actually might be the most ideal. Okay, let's try it right there. 2 frames, extra cut. Once again, you have to obsess over this, because the sign of a good editor, or a good edit, is an edit that nobody notices. So you want to make them as seamless as possible.
I'm just so confused by anybody would like come into this situation and then want to just keep exploring. One, how did you get?
You see? And honestly, I think I may have cut one too many. I'm gonna put one frame back, see how that feels, and then we'll see what's the best for this. Oh, that's 2 frames back. So let's do 1 for now. See how this feels.
Close already. It went that close already. I'm just so confused why anybody would like come into this situation and then want to just keep exploring. One, how did you get in here?
I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. Alright.
One, how did you get in here? How are you getting it out?
I'm glad. See, once again, not only did I take the extra time to feel like 2 frames need to be cut, but I took the extra time to obsess and see, I think one of the frames needs to be put back in. That's super important.
One, how did you get in here? How are you getting it out? And then how are you gonna find your way back if you keep going around? Like, there's no like map. You know what, I think this was a good idea to do this when I'm severely underslept, because I'm feeling a lot more fearful than I normally would, I think. Because of just lack of sleep.
Can anybody hear me?
Lack of sleep.
Can anybody hear me? Hello?
Maybe they can, but they can't communicate back. Maybe there's some way to absorb sound and understand it, but no way to relay it back. Like they communicate psychically or something. They still have retained their audio senses because other creatures around to alert them of other dangers around them, you know, the other creatures that don't communicate psychically. I kind of just ran attention and freaked out. Damn. I'm very nervous, in fact. Look at this. Oh, it's showing up. I got a textured ass skin, man. Look at those arrows.
That was this joke I'm about to make.
Not showing up. You like my streamer arms, by the way?
Dude, look how tiny my arms are, dude. Ugh, that's why I call them streamer arms.
Look at those arrows. Dude, look at this. Not showing up. You like my streamer arms, by the way? Twigs. Oh, not only are they stream arms because they're twigs, but also twisty as. Say, don't stars. Oh, thank you. God, oh dear. Something about a window. Don't move, stay still. Oh dear. Yeah, exactly. You should have just, as soon as you fell through that hole, just stay there and try and get back up through there. You're gonna.
The fact that, while not paying attention, just listening to it, it sounds like a natural flow, means that it's good on a subliminal level.
Area that's wide open. It's gonna be really easy to see if a threat's coming at you. There's space to maneuver and all that jazz in that room.
So yeah, all that would to say, like, a good piece of advice is, like, by the time you get to your 4th edit, like the final picture lock stuff, that's when you can take the like more advanced techniques to like figure out the subliminal effects of like playing your video while not looking at it, just to hear how the audio flows. And like you can figure out like if there's any weird pauses or whatever. And if you're kind of even not paying attention to it, the fact that it's still nice background noise, that's also super important, because that's the subliminal things that'll affect the audience without them realizing it. So by the time you get to your 4th pass, that's when I would recommend probably playing your video, not necessarily paying attention to the video itself, maybe looking somewhere else or not watching it, just to see if the audio naturally has a good flow to it throughout the entire clip.
Even. And like, that's your only way out. Like, you wander into this place.
Because audio is so fucking important, that's why I really need to get this new mic. I finally got enough money that I can afford a new mic, and it's coming today. I'm so excited. But audio, I learned this from my film club in high school. I got my film degree like later, my full bachelor's in film production, but even in high school and film club, the guy who was leading it said that good audio is more important than good video. Because people will put up with bad video if everything else works, but if it's bad audio, they won't want to watch it even if they don't know why they don't want to watch it. Just because audio subliminally affects people in ways they don't realize. So that's why good audio is so important.
Lost now. How are you gonna get back? Like, on top of how you can get back through the place you just faced in the first place, because you can't.
Oh shoot! This is where I put up like an L, just kind of pointing up. But unfortunately, I literally did it again. Funny that happened. Because when you like put an L sign up to this camera, like it does a double zoom in. which is annoying because I want to disable that. But if you disable that, you disable all the controls, which is this human tracking mode. But right now I just disable it. You disable it putting up like 5, and then just stay still. But if you enable it, like the camera literally like follows you, which is super nice with streaming because as you're moving around, you know that you're never moving around too much to like be out of frame. But it's super annoying when you accidentally do the L symbol and then you zoom in too much on yourself and it fucks it all up. And that's what I just did on here, which is a shame. I don't know if it's a shame or good because this is the first scare of the video. And like maybe it would have been cooler to see me for a wider frame. But seeing my face closing up, getting like being so scared, I think might work better.
Because you can't.
See, I put up an L there,
You can't
and it makes the camera zoom in.
Because you can't jump up to it, and there's nothing in
But then
this
once again, it's
area
the
that
first
you
scare,
can
so
stack
like
to get
I
up.
think it kind of works better being this
You're
zoomed
just
in.
kind of fucked.
Oh god, even hearing the sound now.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is so unsettling. I hate this. I hate this. I hate dude. Even fuck, this is so fucking scary to me, man. That like even watching this back trying to edit it, I'm getting freaked out.
Okay.
And that's why I think this video could be good for my channel because I am uniquely way more of a pussy ass bitch to horror anything than anybody else, and I think that could be a type of content that would pop off.
Knew I was gonna regret.
I feel like there's a good
way
entertainment to this. Oh right, I forgot. At the very beginning of this, I said, "Oh, there's no way this is gonna scare me at all," and then like this is the least scared I am all video, which is crazy.
Okay,
I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out.
fuck. I do also technically have a
Oh right, this is important.
officially diagnosed panic disorder where like my adrenaline spikes and things are not scary at all, and I think that's why I've always been extra affected by horror movies more than anybody else I've ever known in my life. What's this thing? Fuck.
Oh, also, this sound is why my theory on what these monsters are is so predominant. Why did you fucking do that? Because I feel like these monsters are people who got lost in this realm and just evolved to this such state, and to this such state being this desperation state. The second they see anything that even mildly reminds them of the world they left that they've been trying to get back to for who knows how long, their only purpose is to get back, and they wither to such a state that that's literally all that's on their mind. And the second they see a human, they just run after it because they've been so desperate for so long. Because they used to be humans who entered into this realm of permanent whatever, and they've just been lost for years and years and years and degraded to the state, and to the point they forgot their own world. Like, and so these monsters, like once again, were humans and now been lost in here for like 50 years. They don't know. They have no sense of time. They're fucking insane now. The only thing they think of is trying to get back to their world. And I don't remember what it was. And they see another human, and they immediately think, their instinct kicks in. They're like, oh my god, this is something that I used to know. This is something I used to connect with. Let me reconnect this world. And they just run after it. And they're screaming, saying, oh my god, please take me back. But their vocals have such degraded for so long that all they can do is scream like this. And so that's why that's my theory, that every monster in the back rooms is actually a person who just got lost in this realm.
Disorder where like my adrenaline spikes and things are not scary at all, and I think that's why I've always been extra affected by horror movies more than anybody else I've ever known in my life. What's this thing? Fuck. Why did you show... Dude, okay, I kind of wish they didn't show me the picture of what this thing looks like ahead of time. Because I know what it's going to look like when it comes out. Fuck. I'm sweating.
My bones are cold, my teeth are loose, my heart gets really, really hot.
This is dumb.
I think I have a good pace in your memes
Also,
in
if you
this
don't
video
need to
too.
stay still, how are you getting out? You have anything? Maybe this thing like sees through movement or something. Oh my god, it's barely even half. Fuck. Okay, I need to breathe. God damn it. I do not want to press play. I still got 4 more minutes left in this thing. God damn it. I'm so scared right now.
Yeah, dude, the fact that we're like halfway through a 10-minute thing that I said I wasn't gonna be scared of at all. That like, hello, wow, Mahendra snare. All right, that's my best guess at that. But yeah, the fact that I started this video off like cocky as fuck, like this isn't gonna scare me at all, and we're like 4 minutes in and I'm pausing it, like I don't even want to finish this. Like I think this could make for good content.
I don't want to panic. It's just 4 more minutes.
That's that's why I'm trying to edit it now, because I want to get this out by Monday.
4 more minutes. God damn it. Focus, let me turn off the light. I'm turning on the volume too. I'm just gonna do that. Fuck. I don't. Fuck. I don't.
Alright, because I thought something was going to pop out of the darkness, like that thing that they do where the light goes on and off. And it goes off, nothing's there, and then it turns on and it's right in your face. I thought that's what they were going to do.
This is what it is. I can't even talk. I was trying to say, is that his footprints? I hope it's his footprints.
His footprints. I said, are those his footprints and not, is that like, the sound of his feet hitting the ground? Which I don't know what that would be, actually, in hindsight.
We're going to see him. I'm so sweaty. I'm so fucking scared, dude, man. What is that?
I'm growing depressed. I'm growing very, very, very depressed.
I'm sure she's a bunch of nonsense. I'm waiting to go around the corner. I'm turning down. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. Nothing's happening. Fuck. Okay, this is really well done. It makes me want to see the actual movie because I know it's gonna be really good, but I also don't because it's gonna be really fucking good, and I'm probably gonna waste my ticket money because I'm not even able to make it all the way through the showing and just leave the theater out of fear. Okay, I'm pausing this just because I want to say this. Just not have to watch this for more than a couple of seconds. This is an example of how bad I am with horror. Anything. So in college, all my friends knew that I was the bitch with horror movies, and they had no problems with horror movies and any horror movies. They were literally trying to find ones to get scared, kind of like how I would try and find something super gory or super psychologically effed up, just because I want something to finally make me be ooh, that's shocking. Because for example, when I watched the first Terrifier, I was legitimately scared in scenes that I've never seen anybody get scared of, and every gore scene I was like, all right, yeah, to the point that when the lady was getting sawed in half, I was being critical. I was like, could a hacksaw really saw you in half, with the bones and everything like that, and that quickly and easily? I don't know if this is very realistic. While she's being actively sawed in half, not even reacting to it, work, no reaction. But in college, me and my buddies, whenever we get together, they would always force us to watch at least one horror movie, and they would always say, dude, half of it is the actual movie, but honestly, more than half, realistically, is just your reaction to it because it's so fucking funny. Not funny, but they just enjoyed how scared I would get all the time. And I stuck it out for as much as I could.
I forgot I put that in, and the fact that I laughed that hard forgetting it was in there, it means it was in there for good. That means as an audience member, they'll probably enjoy it too. I'm gonna watch that again.
It's just your reaction to it because it's so fucking funny. Not funny, but they just enjoyed how scared I would get all the time. And I stuck it out for as many as I could. Dear. I'm about to get so much shit.
Cool. This is gonna be a banger.
But there was one movie that I couldn't do. I actually rage quit. I literally started sobbing out of terror, how scared I was, and couldn't even get through the whole movie. I literally left, and they tried to talk me into coming back in.
I literally left. They tried to talk. I don't have the hand there.
They left.
Okay, let's see that.
How scared I was, and couldn't even get through the whole movie. I literally left. Well, they tried to talk me into coming. Well, they tried to.
Get rid of that. Actually, let's do it this way. A little bit of dead air.
Whole movie. I literally left. They tried to talk me.
Okay, we need a couple frames off. Right there.
How scared I was, and couldn't even get through the whole movie. I literally left. They tried to talk me into coming back in.
Taking a few more frames off there.
How scared I was, and couldn't even get through the whole movie. I literally left. They tried to talk me into coming back in.
Perfect.
And I couldn't. I was crying with petrified fear. And then eventually in front
You hear the inhale?
of fear.
Yep. Gotta cut that off. Right there.
And I couldn't. I was crying with petrified fear. And then eventually in front.
One too many frames, I think. Maybe two. Let's try two. Come on. There we go.
And I couldn't. I was crying with petrified fear. And then eventually.
Gotta cut off a couple frames on this side. Quite a few, actually. A little bit further
And
back.
I couldn't. I was crying with petrified fear. And then eventually.
I think I need one frame off of one direction. I think the leading one.
I couldn't. I was crying with petrified fear. And then eventually.
Yeah, okay. So I need one frame off this. Come on. There we go.
And I couldn't. I was crying with petrified fear. And then eventually.
Perfect.
In front of all my boys, college age dude with his college age friends, willingly.
Yeah, okay. 2 frames
Cry.
off then. 7 frames off, lucky number 7. I just gotta delete this blank space. Got a blank space, baby. I'll write your name.
College age dude with his college age friends, willingly.
I think we need a couple more. And then one off this side.
In front of all my boys, college age dude with his college age friends, willingly allowing myself to
Here we go. Nailed it.
cry, be a pussy ass bitch, panic, shake in fear, and run out the room and rage quit on the movie. And that movie was the remake. The remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, dude. This. Yeah, that movie.
You fucking moron! You are a fucking human piece of shit and a disgrace!
That.
I love that. I'm gonna turn the playback resolution up so you can see what the actual horror fans hearing this blasphemy. That the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Honestly, I'm not even lying. This is the one movie I could not finish. Excuse me, that and Martyrs. I only watched the first 8 minutes of Martyrs and I stopped it. I'm probably gonna watch it eventually, but I'm gonna have to build up to that one because that one freaked me the fuck out. Even 8 minutes in.
The remake. The remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, dude. This. Yeah, that movie.
You fucking moron! You are a fucking human piece of shit and a disgrace!
That.
That's gonna play so well. Oh my god, I'm excited. Alright, turn the playback down again. Just a quarter. There we go. That's super important, just to make sure that you can watch your stuff at a good resolution. Not a good resolution. At a good pace. You lower the resolution so it's still, you can pause on and pause it without waiting for everything to process.
Anyone else who has any
While still keeping the original resolution of the actual footage.
any self-respecting horror fan thinks this movie was nothing, thinks this movie sucks. Like, it legitimately is a freaking 14% on Rotten Tomatoes with even a mediocre audience score too. Out of 100,000 people, 100,000 people got online to talk about how much this thing sucked, and it scared me.
Probably needs to be a little lower. At least the second part. It's just down to 15. 14.2.
How much this thing sucked, and it scared me into oblivion, dude.
This is as loud as it's gonna be, right? I think I've changed up to 30 already. Yep.
Oblivion, dude. So that's the level of pussy ass bitch I am, and I guess I'm gonna have to press play on this thing and keep watching. I don't want to do it. see more horror reactions like this and watch me be a scared ass bitch for your amusement and suffer. I will,
I will be a
suffer
scared ass
for your
bitch.
amusement if it gets me views.
For views.
You know, a lot of people, they do rage baiting and they...
Yeah, I know this is gonna pop off because I am uniquely terrified of horror movies. And like I know content online, like the stuff that pops off is people not being able to handle something that you can totally handle. And horror movies is the one thing I cannot handle to any degree. Or anything. This is a 10-minute horror short, and I think I've pissed my pants like 5 times.
do bullshit and do nasty things to other people for views because it gets views. They rage bait for views. I am more willing to just make myself be very,
We're 10 minutes in.
comfortable and suffer.
It's my like
for views
20-minute
instead.
video, and I feel like the
Not
flow of it is going
dramatically,
really
like
well.
I don't want like actual.
On this 4th pass, by the way, we're on the 4th pass of editing it. That's the fine-tuning part.
Physical pain, but like I will allow myself to be scared, especially in this environment where I can pause it and actually quit if ever I want to because I'm still in control of it. How much longer? Only 2 more minutes. Okay, only 2 minutes.
Yeah, the fact that this is like the 3rd time I've checked to see how much longer is in this 10-minute video, because I want it to be over.
I'm still at 40% because I'm not turning this thing back up, dude.
I don't want to do this. I don't
telling
want
you
to
right
watch
now.
horror shit, but I 100% will because I know that's the thing that I'm uniquely suited for.
You still haven't seen the monster in the thumbnail. Why did you put that in the thumbnail? Why would you not just have like fuck, I heard something. Okay, you call me pussy ass bitch for turning it down. That's fine. What the You see the goosebump? Okay, now that you see it, it kind of looks fucking stupid. And it's gonna come at him, right? I'm not doing this. Just be done. I don't wanna do this anymore. He survived? Oh, well, he's not gonna survive this, that's for sure. Wait, did the camera come out? How did the camera survive that crash? Oh, duh, because the camera has to go back to reality so they can see the footage. So it can be found. Oh, and the rest of this is... God damn it. I'm not... I was thinking of, like, watching that
The
and
only
maybe
thing I need
watching
to do
a couple
now
more of these
is
things.
like cropping it, because like there's a lot of negative space up here and there. Cropping it to about here, so I still have the I Heart NY, like, and that should be a better, tighter frame.
Or whatever, but I'm not. I'm freaking done, dude.
Actually, that's the important thing. I'm actually gonna show how to do that right now. So this is super important. One, for the framing sake, but also like in general. So what we do is we're gonna zoom in, like, I don't know, let's just try 1.1, and then we're gonna move it so we still are there, and then up here. Perfect-ish. There we go. We unfortunately cropped out the IRNY a little bit too much, so we're gonna 1.092, and then move it over again, and up. Still think we cropped out a bit too much. So we're gonna do 1.069. Move it. Okay, that's probably perfect for me. And now that we have that, what we do is we press Control C, and then we highlight every single clip that we want to frame like that, and we right click and we click Paste Attributes. Then we uncheck, we uncheck everything except for zoom, scale, and scale. And now this framing will apply to every other clip. See? And we didn't have to type in that information, those 4 pieces of information. For every single clip here, we just applied that to everything. That's so fucking important in this. Copy and then paste attributes. Clutch as fuck on this. Because literally, like, how many clips are here? We've had to type this information into every single clip, but instead I just apply it to one, and then just mass paste it across every other clip. Saves so much fucking time. I did the stupid zoom thing again. There we go. But that's, if you're gonna take anything away from this, that's so fucking important. Paste attributes. It's insane. And now there are some clips that I remember I accidentally zoomed in too much on. They'll have to fix later, but we've got this uniformly processed everything. And we can watch it through later and see if we need to reframe some other clip. But now basically at least 99% of these clips are like cropped appropriately.
A couple more of these things, but I'm not. I'm freaking done, dude. I'm freaking sweaty. Okay, I'm gonna edit this now.
Like my shit stains. That's how much it's affected me, dude. I was sweating. Legitimately sweating.
I legitimately can probably have to take my anti-anxiety medication, dude.
This is why we need Xanax.
God damn.
Hell yeah.
I checked out to be a Fitbit. See if Fitbit just. I can't even talk. Just. Dude, my shirt is like soaked through. Like, it's not soaked through visibly because it's dark enough and kind of like textured, but like my shirt is wet. My shirt is wet from sweating in that 9-minute. Oh god. I don't know what it's like.
3 hours later.
It's like this, man. Cropped.
The camera gesture control thing, click back on again, whatever. Our framing's all fucked up. I don't care. I just want to be done with this, so.
Actually, CC is perfect.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me suffer. If you want to watch me suffer like that some more, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Actually, do subscribe. I'm like 24 subs away from 1,000. That'd be super nice. But for serious, like, if anybody who's watching this right now does want to see more of this stuff, like, it'll be very obvious if this video gets way more views and likes, comments, all that jazz than anything else, that this is the thing to do. And I'll just make more of this because it's what's getting the views. So if you like this, watch it again, give it a like so somebody else might see it, comment so someone else might see it, hype it, and send it to somebody else who you want to enjoy talking shit about how scared I got over this and making fun of me, because I legitimately don't care about being made fun of because whatever. But anyways, I'm rambling too much because I'm just still fucking scared. My adrenaline's still just. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye. Damn it.
Beautiful. Alright, cool. So I think that's where I want it to be. The only thing to do now is fix that one clip that I have to stop streaming to record, and then add a little commentary that once again I have to stop streaming to record. So that's all for now. Thank you to anybody who watched this. Like and subscribe and comment, all that jazz. But actually do subscribe. I'm 18 subs. 18 subs away from 1,000. Holy shit. That'd be nice. So that's when we can start making money on videos. But anyways, let's close off with a classic quote of all time that summarizes all this shit. Make sure I click this correctly. And that's all I got to say about that.